Yo guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode of the San Jose Earthquake career mode. Today we are back. We are in April. We have 5 games this month and we start off with the US Open Cup against Minnesota. We started our MLS season against them as well and beat them 2-0, so hopefully we'll have a similar result out here today. As for the Ultimate Team content, just a quick little update. EA are doing pretty bad with the preseason promo. It's just kind of dead content, nothing really good that I would like to make content about, so that's why you've only been seeing career mode, and you probably will only be seeing career mode until something comes out that I actually want to make a video on. And I'm just enjoying this so much that I'm completely fine with just doing a career mode. But this is what the team is looking like going into Minnesota. We're playing Toy against his old squad, and then we're also going to be playing Miranda. Jensen, as much as I think he was a good signing, he just hasn't really fully adapted to the MLS yet. So I'm still waiting on him to do that and for him to start, contributing a bit more to the team. Salai, I listed him for transfer. I listed him on the transfer list as well because he just is pretty much useless to me right now, because I'm pretty much committed to eventually using Miranda as my starting center tech mid and then Schkoff and Espinosa on the wings. As for our other youth guys, Michaels is looking very good. He could easily, like in a few months maybe, get into one of these two spots, so I think that's really good. And then of course Sullivan at 74, Cameron at 77 are doing absolutely brilliant. So we're going in away from home. Nothing more to say. We're going to get our youth scouts back for another month after this game. But the US Open Cup, of course, we got to the final last time. This time I want to go all the way. I want to win the whole thing. They've drawn twice and lost in their past 3 games, and haven't scored a whole bunch. They've scored 1 goal in those past 3 games. So hopefully we're going to make it one more loss for them. And we are another 2-0. Toy scores against his old club. Schkoff gets a goal. And we have won 2-0. We move on in the US Open Cup. We've only lost 2 games this whole second season. Those were 2 games against LAFC, one in the group stages of the summer tournament, and one in the final of the tournament. It was technically a draw, but we lost on penalties. And then we've drawn against Portland Timbers. Other than that, we have won every single game. And as you can see on the table right there, we have an amazing chance to go top of the West if we can beat Atlanta right here. Atlanta are I think they were a bit inconsistent against us. I think we've won almost every single time against them. Maybe one of the first times we faced them we lost. But as for our youth academy, Pierre Park was looking like a really promising player, 6'2" CDM, and he's probably a secondary position at a center back. But he went down to an 84 potential, which is really quite unfortunate if we were in Europe. Because we're in the MLS, I think we're going to still train him. He's only 15 years of age, so we could get him to a pretty high rated before we actually fully sign him. But I think he's actually perfect potential for the MLS. He could be one of those guys who we just never let go as well. As for the scout, Adon Carrizo looks to be a striker or maybe a cam. 6'3" as well is brilliant. We also have another guy, Ricardo Correa, who's also a 69 potentially rated, and he looks like probably a CF as well. 5'10" there for Ricardo Correa. Not going to sign anyone else. But that is a very good scout for our last one of the month, or the last one of his trip. None from the US though, except for Thomas Gagnon. We're not going to sign him. And I'm thinking maybe we do go out to 3 countries this time. We do have enough money to sign another guy. I'm just not sure if I want to do it. We're going to go out 6 months in the United States for a physically strong player. And then maybe we go to a different place. I think we've gone Canada. We've gone Canada a couple times, Mexico a couple times, and then Australia once. Maybe we go into Europe, or I kind of want to go somewhere in Africa. Let's mix it up. We're going to go to Ivory Coast for 3 months, physically strong again. At this point, it really is pointless if we're not getting someone who's already having a lot of stamina, because it's just so tedious and so stupid that there's only one thing that increases stamina. So we have to get someone with high stamina. Of course that limits our positions, but at this point the only improvements we actually need to make are those positions who are physically strong like center mid, center backs, and even strikers, I believe you can get from that scouting type as well. We do go into the next game, and we want to keep this squad, of course, rotating and players. You know, we don't want to get them too unhappy. I know Jensen was a bit unhappy with his playtime recently, so we're going to try and play him a bit more. Mason Toy, he scored last time. Schkoff scored last time, so we're both going to play them. But Jensen comes in, Salai comes in, and other than that, I don't think there's really anyone that I want to keep phasing into the lineup except for Michaels, Miranda, and I think I should be playing Tommy Thompson a bit more because he will start to get a bit angry. But this is a home game. This is our chance to go top of the league. It would be absolutely brilliant. We're still undefeated, of course, but to go into the top of the league against Atlanta, they've lost 2 of their 3 last games, and we make it 3 out of the... Oh my gosh, what a win. Toy with 2 goals, Schkoff gets another, Miranda comes on and gets one of his first, I believe, for the club. He just doesn't score a lot. I don't actually know what... He might just get a lot of assists, who knows, but he comes on, and 3 minutes after, he scores. Toy with 2. Great win against Atlanta, and we're first place. Never mind. So I thought we went first. We technically probably were for some time, but Seattle, they played, and I believe they still won. So right now in the West, me, Seattle, and LA Galaxy are the only undefeated teams. And then in the East, it looks like New England and DC are the only 2 undefeated teams, but Columbus is actually leading the pack with 11 points. But we're looking very good. I said last season we could be battling for 3rd, but it looks like, I mean, LAFC aren't even in the top 6, so we could be battling for the likes of 1st in this season, so that makes me extremely happy. So we're going in with this team. Toy has been absolutely tearing it up, has had 3 goals in the past 2 games, and he's not even on the top goal scorer list, so that is something that I really want to have. I want to have a scorer who's actually getting a lot of goals and is getting on, you know, the top scorer list and stuff like that. So hopefully that can be Mason Toy. But we're against Cincinnati, away from home. They've lost their past 3 matches. Let's just make it a 4th. Let's keep us undefeated, and we do. Wando comes on for Toy in the 72nd minute, and that ended up being the winner. Schkoff scored early, before the 9th minute, before McLaughlin got a yellow card. McLaughlin actually got Cincinnati's goal as well, but we come away with a close 2-1 victory. So Toy did not score in that one, so I think Wando deserves to play the next game against LA Galaxy as well. It is the Cali Clasico. We lost both times last season in the regular season, but then of course in the playoffs we beat them, so this could go either way, I think. So we are home in the Cali Clasico against LA Galaxy. We have 2 games to play on Seattle as well, so this could be huge. We're going to go hopefully to 19 points. We're still undefeated, so we're going to check up on that. Seattle, I believe, are as well. So Seattle and LA actually are still undefeated, so this could be LA's first defeat if we can win, and then no one in the East is undefeated. So right now, the Western Conference looking like the superior teams. We go in at Avaya Stadium. They've drawn, won, and drawn. Let's just make it a loss here. 3-2. Wando in the 84th minute gets the winner. I just wish you could watch these games. That would be so amazing to see Wondolowski get the winner in the 84th at Avaya Stadium. Morales and Schkoff both scored. It looks like in the first, or Schkoff scored in the first half, and then Morales made it probably 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 in the 50th. Hernandez then leveled it in the 54th, and then Wondolowski in the 84th. So a very, very good win there for us. LA Galaxy are no longer undefeated, and we're 1 point away from first place with a game in hand. So we're going into the Columbus Crew game. Now they are 2nd place in the East. They've only had 1 loss, and we gotta keep level with Seattle. We gotta keep getting wins and basically keeping close to them, or they'll start pulling away. I am trusting in Miranda today at Cam. We've got Toy back in the squad. As much as I wanted to play Wando, Toy has been a really good goal scorer for us, so I think we're really going to need it away from home against Columbus. So we are 2 games, of course, behind Seattle and 2 games behind LAFC, but we're tied on points with them. So at least we need a draw here, but I would really, really love a win to keep on the toes of Seattle. So here we go against Columbus, away from home. Can we get the win? No, we can't. Our first loss of the season, as Roldan scores in the 79th minute. That is heartbreaking. 79. We are so close, 10 minutes away or so of getting that draw, and LAFC now move into second place. But yeah, we just gotta clutch it up with these two games that we have in hand. As we look at the youth academy, Michael's up to a 70 rated, Park up to a 63 rated, and Correa has increased to a 60 rated. He's looking like a very, very good prospect as well. So that is the end of April. We move on. The unfortunate thing is that we're not undefeated. We were so close to going undefeated for the whole month, or actually just winning out the whole month. We had 4 out of the 5 games be wins. We had a huge win against LA Galaxy, a massive win against Atlanta. It was nearly there. 1-0 against Columbus Crew, absolutely heartbreaking. But we're in third. We're looking good. I think we can actually get into first. I think we can definitely battle for first this season. I'm very, very excited to go into the next game. Seattle are the only ones in the league, of course, who are still undefeated. So they are the ones to beat, and I believe we face them in June, if I'm not mistaken. We have a lot of games next month as well. I believe about 6. And I realized earlier we have the World Cup coming up, which is gonna be it's gonna totally mess up our squad, because Schkoff is probably gonna be leaving for that. Sullivan might be leaving. Moore will probably be leaving for the U.S. Salai's gonna be leaving. Jensen. Cameron, if Canada make it, will probably be leaving as well. So we're gonna have a very thin lineup. So it's gonna be a tough grind to get out of that period in the league. But that's gonna be all for me for this episode. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.